What is happening, YouTube? So, back to back, we faced against the Utah Jazz with Laurie Markkinen and Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton and their well-rounded squad. Unfortunately, we cannot take the W for this game. The Utah Jazz just had the upper hand for the first quarter and the third quarter. They just took the driver's seat and they took control of everything. It was a fairly competitive game, and Clippers almost sparked things up a little bit in the fourth quarter, but things just fell apart. And of course, you can't win them all. And this is one of those losses that you tried everything possible. I'm not mad at this loss whatsoever. To lose rotations was actually pretty good. He even included Brandon Boston Jr. with some minutes, which I'm really in love with. But anyways, let's get let's get player by player. Let's start with Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris 3 for 11, so he still is on a shooting slump right now. But I do appreciate one thing is he did improve on in rebounding compared to last year, because last year he would not get rebound. He would just be doing cardio. This time Morris would at least give a good amount of effort on defense if he cannot hit any shots. But man, Morris cannot hit any of the shots. But this time he got his mids trims, which is that's good to split the pie. This is the type of coaching that I love to see Tyronn Lue do every single game from now to the eternity. Ivica Zubac, he did fairly solid. He got seven. He got 7 shot attempts on his end. The Clippers, they actually, I don't know. They fed Zubac well. I believe they definitely tried their best. Even Morris, he definitely tried to get the ball to Zubac's hand. Zubac was pretty efficient with it. Maybe try to get him to at least 10 field goals attempt. He got 12 points, 7 rebounds. He got a block. He definitely did what he could. His defense, it was a little bit slower this time. He could definitely try to be around the rim more often instead of just being dragged out a little bit too far, and then it would result to a wide open man. But it happened a little bit with Diabate as well. But Zubac, he was solid. Reggie Jackson did pretty fairly solid as well too. He did not explode, but he was one of the more better players tonight. 50% from the field, 2 for 6. I like that. 3 assists, 1 rebound, and we didn't turn the ball over much. And this was actually fairly good basketball. It's just that Utah Jazz just won. They were just the better team of the night. But I love the way how Tyronn Lue definitely improved his rotation for sure. Terrence Mann, he had a slow scoring night. He didn't grab as much rebounds. He definitely got some steals, so he definitely put a lot of effort on defense. But this time, he didn't score double digits. We would love to see Terrence Mann try to score double digits, since Terrence Mann, he has the Utah Jazz phone number. Amir Coffey, he was okay. He didn't really have 5 points and 1 board, 1 assist. So he was actually more of the kind of like the worst, somewhat the worst player, I would say. Nicholas Batum, he definitely, um, he pretty much, he did okay. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Played decent on defense. Would love for his minutes to get trimmed down a little more for Moussa Diabate. Just no knock on Batum, but Ty Lue should start accepting the fact that, hey, let's just limit the veterans a bit more, and it's time to pass the torch to guys like Moussa Diabate. But Tyronn Lue, he definitely got Diabate and Boston Jr. running for some minutes. That's good. Robert Covington, he hit some clutch threes. His field doesn't look exciting, but he definitely helped a lot in the clutch moments. But unfortunately, we just couldn't win. 6 rebounds, which is pretty good. 2 assists, 1 steal, and a +6. And let's get with Moussa Diabate. Again, flawless. He did pretty darn good once again. He was the reason why we were in competition. He was the reason why we got it going. He should be playing. He should always be playing when Zubac is off the floor. Simple as that. Because Moussa is much more switchable than Batum and Robert Covington, and he's an actual center that can do it all. He barely has any flaws, and if it was a flaw, it's a nitpicky flaw, but that won't make him a liability. He's still a really good rebounder, and he's a good defender as well too. And 6 boards, and he even hit his free throws. And just 16 minutes, he got 8 rebounds and 11 points. Let's try to get him at least 25 minutes. Imagine that. Easy double-double machine. I love this young talent, bro. We gotta play him. And it shouldn't have to take an injury in order to get Moussa Diabate playing legit minutes. Diabate should always be playing every single night, and including playoff time. Clippers should not trade for a backup big. Clippers should roll with Moussa Diabate. Play him at least 25 minutes. You can't go wrong with this dude. John Wall, he had a really solid scoring. He was 7 for 19. He hit no 3. He was shooting a lot of threes. Wall, let's try to calm down with the threes. Let's start throwing more dimes. Let's try to get 9 assists. Be like a little bit like Halliburton. Although he did shoot some good free throws, I'll definitely give him that. Jason Preston, Moses Brown, they got garbage time minutes, so it's kind of a little tough to elaborate. But I mean, I like Boston Jr. and Moussa to get more minutes. Simple as that. Preston, I'm cool with him getting minutes too, but I have a more neutral feeling towards Preston because Preston, he's just like more of a role player type. So it gives me a neutral feeling. Brown, kind of the same way. Sometimes Brown could be a liability in lots of situations. Now, my other favorite player, Brandon Boston Jr. I really wished he could have had a really good master class just so I could spaz out on all the people who wanted to trade him. It would be so beautiful if I had the opportunity to do that, but he didn't hit his shots, but I still stand my position on Brandon Boston Jr. He is not going anywhere. If you want to trade Brandon Boston Jr., you need to wake up, you need to wash your face, you need to take a cold shower, take an ice bath, whatever wakes you up, drink some coffee, because this guy should not be traded in pretty much in any situations. He's definitely, he makes a lot of really good plays. He plays mostly good defense, and he definitely helps a lot with the scoring drought. Although, yeah, his efficiency didn't look the prettiest, but let's try to get Boston Jr. Honestly, let's switch Boston Jr. with John Wall field goal. Let's have Wall just do more of the passing, and let's have Brandon Boston Jr. take more of the shots. There are moments when John Wall just drove to the baskets when I felt he could have just dished it to Boston Jr. for like a semi open three, and that would have definitely been an easy three. But I'm happy that Boston Jr. and Diabate got minutes. But we would love to see Boston Jr. get a lot more minutes, in my opinion. And it should be that way every single game. At least with Diabate. Diabate should at least get, I would say, 20 minutes to 25 minutes, even when Kawhi and PG are playing, because the only center is Zubac. Why would you want to play Rocco and Batum at the same time, and Wall, Norm Powell, and Reggie Jackson at the same time when you could play Moussa Diabate? It should be, I don't know, when Zubac's out the floor, Moussa, Kawhi, PG, um, Wall, Norman Powell, or Kennard or whatever, pretty much when when Zubac's off the floor, and pretty much just simply play Moussa. I don't know what's the reasoning not to play him even when we're a fully healthy squad, because Zubac's the only healthy player. And as for Boston Jr., I understand, yeah, when we're fully healthy, it's really hard to get him minutes because there's going to be a lot of shooting guards. But this is what I would do. Every 3 games, or when we play a tanking team, I would just simply DNP guys like Norman Powell and Luke Kennard and the main shooting guards, and just give it all to Brandon Boston Jr. Or just play Norman or Kennard or any shooting guards that Ty Lue would pretty much play over Boston Jr. Just limit their minutes a little more. Give it more to Boston Jr. And the other games, just the main games, you just let the more experienced rotational player do their thing, and then trade deadline comes, I would flip one of the shooting guards, either Norm or Kennard, for some first round picks for this upcoming draft class, considering how stacked is this draft class, because y'all have no idea how many players that would be for number 1 picks in any other draft classes. You got Wembanyama, you got Scoot Henderson, now you got this kid named Brandon Miller. Y'all need to check out Brandon Miller. That guy's shooting the lights out, and he's 6'7". If he was in any other draft class, he'd be at least, he might even be the number 1 pick if he was in any draft class, because people consider him as top 3. But anyways, you got other guys like, let's see, the Thompson twins, Anthony Black, Khalil Ware, Jarris Walker, Gigi Jackson. Gigi Jackson, I hope he can somehow fall, but if he can't fall, then we can still try to go for a guy like Jarris Walker or Khalil Ware or Derek Lively, assumingly we make a chess move trade and then we pair with our own pick, the kid from Duke, Tyrese Proctor. He gives a lot of Halliburton vibes or Malcolm Brogdon vibes. So that's just my little take. But I just love when Boston Jr. moves to play some minutes. But now let's quickly go to the Jazz a little bit. So it's a really well-rounded starting lineup. They all did good in their own ways. The starting 5, Kelly Olynyk, 12 points. He was solid. Markkanen, he found his groove. He was pretty efficient from the 3. He exploded in the first half. Second half, he kind of cooled down, but he did solid. Jared Vanderbilt, 12 rebounds. Crazy. That's crazy. 12 boards, and he even got 14 points, and 2 assists and 2 steals. Great defender, great pickup for them. I know a lot of Clippers fans, they vouch for him, and I don't blame them. But we got our own version of Jared Vanderbilt and Moussa Diabate. Man, oh man! Hey, do you see this little like the stat line with Vanderbilt? 25 minutes, 12 rebounds, 14 points. Look at Diabate. Look at Diabate. 16 minutes, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Imagine if they swapped minutes. Same exact result. I'm confident Diabate would get like a 16 and 12 if he played 25 minutes. Jordan Clarkson, he just cooked us. He was just swishing from the three like it's nothing. Clarkson, man, he improved his game from a huge level. I would think Clarkson's just a really great role player, but Clarkson, he could definitely. Well, now this league is so talented, but I could see this guy being an all-star consideration. He's lighting it up, all right. I mean, he really lighting it up, and he got 5 dimes and 4 rebounds. That's pretty nice, man. Colin Sexton, he's also another good player for the Utah Jazz. 8 for 14 and 21 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. But he did get a lot of turnovers, but he did pretty good as well. Like the Jazz is a team that proves that hey, you don't need all the names to be a good team. You just got to be well rounded. Now for the Utah Jazz bench, let's see. Fonte, yeah, he didn't really do much. Walker Kessler, though, he's a pretty solid backup big. He's really quick on his feet. He got 4 blocks, and he got some rebounds. He could definitely be a really good rotational piece throughout the future. He reminds me of a way less athletic Hardenstein with less playmaking ability, but he still have the agility like Hardenstein does, and he does play pretty solid defense like Hardenstein, but he just does not have the ferocious dunk yet. But he's a solid player, and then you got Malik Beasley. He was off tonight, 1 for 7, and all that. And the rest of the other players, they didn't really do too much. Nikhil got some baskets. He did solid. But anyways, this is just one of those games that you win some, you lose some. But let me know on what you think about this game. What are some ways that the Clippers could have won this game? Just let me know, because there's one thing I would just say that feed Brandon Boston Jr. more of the shots. Just let him shoot some more shots, because he would have definitely sparked things up. But either way, I'm not mad at this loss whatsoever. But be sure to leave a comment down below, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll definitely get with y'all in the comment sections. As y'all know, thank you very much, and peace.